The human brain acts as an engine of pattern recognition. Faced with a jumble of information, it instinctively sorts the noise to weave meaning. For early humanity, survival relied on identifying these threads. The cyclical movement of the night sky provided the most reliable and predictable rhythm in the known world. They recorded these cycles with obsessive precision. The Egyptian Dendera zodiac remains as physical evidence, preserving a celestial source code carved directly into temple stone. This impulse to map the sky spanned the globe. Mesoamerican civilizations constructed massive architecture, like the El Castillo Pyramid, to align with exact astronomical pathways. These ancient maps functioned as a shared system of schematics, architectural blueprints designed to synchronize human behavior with the broader geometric order of the stars. This system rests on the principle of reflection. It suggests that the structural geometry observed in the cosmos mirrors the internal architecture found within the human being. This chart functions as a diagnostic framework. It offers a way to read an individual's cognition through planets, signs, and houses. It organizes human experience into 12 nested fields, providing a structured map for the internal world that places archetypal drives into recognizable zones. Rather than defining a fixed outcome, the system tracks the movement of energy through these internal spaces. It identifies the timing of psychological shifts and behavioral tendencies. Using this celestial blueprint, humanity developed a tool to decode its own unseen patterns. It provided the coordinate system necessary to map the soul. This educational diagram illustrates the system's view of the planets as symbolic nodes of intelligence. They represent internal functions of the mind rather than literal physical forces projecting rays at the Earth. Mercury represents the archetype of the deep decoder. It maps the capacity for penetrating investigative analysis to understand hidden mechanisms. Jupiter operates as the node of expansion, tracking the soul's hunger for existential meaning and the development of a philosophical worldview. Saturn provides the heavy architecture of the psyche. It represents the necessity of boundaries, the weight of responsibility, and the discipline required for long-term mastery. These planetary archetypes provide the vocabulary for the system. They allow for a detailed mapping of a person's unique cognitive engine. The mathematical angles between these planets, known as aspects, form the grammar of the chart. These geometric relationships dictate how different psychological drives interact. A conjunction occurs when two intelligences converge, creating a focal point of blended energy. A square forms a 90-degree angle, generating behavioral friction that triggers growth. A trine creates a 120-degree angle, allowing a seamless transfer of energy between different parts of the self. This geometric grammar also scales to collective events. Historically, a 36-year conjunction of Saturn and Neptune aligned with the fundamental reorganization of world orders, including the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989. From the internal pressures of the mind to the macro shifts of history, the geometry of planetary aspects serves as the invisible syntax of change. Shifting back to the individual, the natal chart functions practically as an intelligence map. It allows for a diagnostic reading of a person's potential. Tracking planetary pathways offers an alternative to one-dimensional academic measurements, identifying the specific structure of a child's cognition that traditional testing buries. Mapping a connection from the drive for execution to the house of applied skill highlights a mind built for technical precision. The chart also reveals the emotional baseline. It shows how intense, investigative internal depth may be entirely masked by a composed and mature exterior. Using the chart as a deep decoder reveals how we investigate, how we love, and how we find purpose. Today, this ancient geometric system identifies ongoing behavioral tendencies. It provides a structural language for the cycles of behavior we experience every day. This constant movement acts as a weekly pulse. Tracking current planetary positions against the natal map helps navigate shifting emotional weather and collective sentiment. Observing these cosmic checkpoints allows for a conscious preparation. It helps individuals maintain focus during real-world shifts in relationship dynamics or creative discipline. Continuous tracking maintains psychological alignment with an interconnected reality. It integrates the movement of the sky into the structure of human awareness. Humanity's earliest records sought order in the chaos. By reading the geometric language of the sky, we ultimately discovered the blueprint to decode ourselves.